When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path, on the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline Passport and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate, and now joining us via Zoom, we have Captain Brennan Mathern of Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office. Thank you very much for joining us, Captain.
Thanks, Jacob. Thanks for having us.
All right. My understanding you have one incident to update us about a shooting. Can you tell us a little bit about the event?
Yes, sir. This was a call that we got around 11:15 Tuesday morning. Our deputies responded. It was in the 200 block of Wilson Street in Raceland that you see here. They arrived on scene and they immediately located the victim and the suspect, who were both still on scene. The victim had been struck multiple times, and he was eventually airlifted to University Medical Center in New Orleans. The victim, by the way, was identified as 46-year-old Chad Ingram of Raceland. The suspect, meanwhile, was 19-year-old Cody Sheremy, also of Raceland. He was still on scene. He surrendered to deputies once we were able to secure his firearm, which he still had possession of. We were able to take him into custody. We identified him as Cody Sheremy, and we learned that Sheremy and Ingram had been involved in an argument. And at some point during the argument, Sheremy pulled out a gun and fired multiple rounds, resulting in Ingram's death. Sheremy was booked into our Lafourche Parish Correctional Complex. We charged him with second-degree murder in the incident, and bail has been set at $1 million for Sheremy.
Okay. Certainly unfortunate incident there, but good to know that he has been arrested and apprehended, and justice system will take place after that. Now, Captain, I know it also going on, the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office deals with many things, and of course you'll have many employees. This being Women's History Month, I know it's one opportunity that you'll take to recognize some of the members of y'all department. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Part of my job as public information officer is administering to our LPSO social media channels. And one of the things I've found over the years is we utilize social media in a number of different ways. And one of those is introducing the public to employees. Normally people are going to meet deputies under the worst of circumstances, and it's really just patrol deputies or a detective that you might meet. But we have over 350 employees at the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, many of whom you may never see or deal with. So we look for opportunities to be able to recognize and really introduce the public to these employees. And we took Women's History Month last year to do that very thing by highlighting some of our female employees at the Sheriff's Office. And we've decided to do that again this year. And, here's one of Asia Bro, who works in our programming at the jail. So again, unless you get arrested and are going through a rehabilitation program, you may never meet Asia as in any capacity at the Sheriff's Office. But she has a great story to tell, just like each and every one of our employees. So here's another one that works at our day reporting center, Denise Krapel. She used to work in personnel. Now she works at our day reporting center. So again, unless you've been convicted of a crime and served time and are now transferring into daily life, you would not ever meet Denise as part of the Sheriff's Office. So again, it's just one of the many ways that we're trying to introduce our employees to the public. Captain Beck is, as you see here, is one of our longtime veterans here of the Sheriff's Office, and she's been in charge of a number of different parts of the agency. She's been in charge of personnel in the past. She was the pioneer of our police social services section, which is an award-winning section that deals with victims and victim services and elderly services as well. So again, it's just a way to kind of tell these employee stories in short form on social media.
Sounds wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, we got about 2 minutes left, and I know Mardi Gras season just took place. Can you tell us, briefly just how that went and how overall it was, with the crime scene, if any?
Absolutely. Like we've talked about before here with you guys, we really pride ourselves on Mardi Gras in Lafourche Parish being a family-friendly atmosphere. And so it's up to us as law enforcement agencies to make sure that we maintain that family-friendly atmosphere. And all for except a handful of small incidents or fights that we've had throughout Mardi Gras season. Our 15 parades in Lafourche Parish went pretty much without a hiccup. We did have a few that rescheduled, and so we have to shuffle some resources around, but we're ultimately able to make it work. And it's a tough assignment for our deputies to be assigned to these parades, and you're dealing with people, a lot of whom have had let's be honest, probably a little too much to drink, and they're letting some of their inhibitions go away, and they are probably making decisions that they wouldn't make on a normal day. So we have to use discretion, of course, but our job is to make sure that we maintain security for those riding in the parade as well as those that are along the parade route and spectators. So again, happy to report that we went throughout this Mardi Gras season without any really major incidents. And that's what we look forward to every year, just making sure that the crews and spectators have a fun and safe and happy Mardi Gras.
Well, that's certainly good to hear, and it's nice on how the sheriff's office is able to cover such a large area. The parish goes all the way throughout. You got parades up in Thibodaux that go all the way down to Golden Meadow, so you got you're sending people around all throughout the parish as well.
Yeah, unlike Terrebonne Parish, which really has one primary route, and most of their parades follow that route with a couple of exceptions. In Lafourche, we have almost every parade has a completely different route. Some of them have similarities, but they all differ just a little bit in some way. So it's quite the undertaking to be able to not only assign the deputies, but make sure that we have all of those resources ready. But it's something we've been doing for a long time. And we enjoy being able to make sure that everyone has a safe carnival season.
All right. Well, thank you, Captain, for coming on and reporting. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you, Jacob. We appreciate it.
All right. Stay tuned for more right here on HTV.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.